Tonight, a lot of people are concerned over the safety of smart meters.
I think people should actually have an option of whether they wish to have this or not.
CTV's Linda Steele asks BC Hydro the tough consumer question.
Do they have the right to refuse the new meter?
The meters are a necessary upgrade to the electricity grid.
I'll try this one more time. Legally, are you allowed to refuse the new meter?
Steele on Your Side tries to get some answers for you. Tonight at 6 on CTV News. Working for you.
Well, do you have the right to refuse BC Hydro's new smart meters?
You're uncomfortable with this question.
I'm just trying to figure out how best to answer that.
Just ahead, can you opt out? Consumer reporter Linda Steele with tough questions about the controversial new program. Stay with us. The future of the smart meter program is in question tonight. Legal action has been launched by a citizens group that is convinced the meters pose serious health risks. Our consumer reporter Linda Steele is here, and Linda, you're hearing from a lot of BC residents who want to opt out of this program.
I am. The question is, can they actually opt out? The answer is really difficult to get. I've been asking that question, and no one, not even BC Hydro, appears to have a clear answer, and that is frustrating for many BC residents who distrust the meters and say it is their democratic right to opt out of the program.
So if I move my hand behind my wife, my fingers will fall right under this chandelier at 6 feet.
Ross and Sylvia Dunseith are a little leery of what's humming away just behind their dining room wall. The Dunseith's condo shares a common wall with, count 'em, 27 BC Hydro meters, soon to be transmitting radio frequencies on a daily basis. You're touching your dining room wall.
Yes, right here.
On the other side of the wall, Sylvia's not thrilled about the potential health consequences of living so close to a bank of smart meters.
It's serious because, as we get older, we have to be careful of what health risks we have, and it's just another thing to worry about.
BC Hydro claims the meter walls are completely safe and communicate for a mere second a day.
In the case of a meter bank, the meters all work together, and so what that means is that the maximum power output for a meter bank is actually the equivalent of 2 meters.
But many BC residents are not convinced. Some have tried to block the meters from transmitting. Others have refused to allow their installation, a subject that seems to make BC Hydro uncomfortable. Do they have the right to refuse the new meter?
The meters are a necessary upgrade to the electricity grid.
Okay, but this is non-negotiable. You must have the new meter?
They are a necessary upgrade to the electricity grid.
Okay, I'll try this one more time. Legally, are you allowed to refuse the new meter? You're uncomfortable with this question.
I'm just trying to figure out how best to answer that.
So no smart meter, no electricity?
We've got a lot of runway left before we get to the point where we have to make decisions on that.
Why are we not getting straight answers?
Michael Vaughan is policy director for the BC Civil Liberties Association.
Citizens know they have a right to answers on these kinds of questions, and so the obfuscation or the confusion about this and the constant reiteration of, well, we say, simply doesn't wash. Citizens don't have to trust their government. That's not what democracy is about.
The Dunseiths wholeheartedly agree.
I think people should actually have an option of saying whether they wish to have this or not.
So is opting out an option? It is still not clear. But south of the border, California's Utilities Commission is considering allowing residents in that state to opt out of its smart meter program. They would have to pay $90 up front to keep their old meter and then $10 a month to have it read.
Trying to keep everybody happy down there, I guess. Now, a lot of discussion over the past months about possible health concerns from the meters. Are they safe or aren't they?
This is the proverbial hot potato. It really is. No one from UBC, SFU, or BCIT would agree to talk to me on camera. But the BC Centre for Disease Control did a study on the smart meters a few months ago and said basically that the health risks were so insignificant that it wasn't worth the researchers' time to even do an interview with us on the subject. We're going to leave a link to that study on our website.
Yeah, interesting discussion.
And more tomorrow on the idea of stratas and whether you can prevent them from coming going in and putting them in for a full apartment building.
Look forward to
That's
that.
another interesting twist. And if you have a story idea or a consumer question, you can email Steele on Your Side at ctv.ca. Leave me a message, 604-609-2345. Send me a tweet or send me a message on Facebook.